Dear Twin Flame souls out there, welcome to the Twin Flame Awakening podcast, and today is an episode number 48. In today's episode, we are going to discuss about 11 myths or things that are not so true or untrue that we can find on internet or while we are on this Twin Flame journey. I would like to just first say that for me there is no right and wrong. For me it's about what your soul tells you, what your soul is trying to tell you and how it tries to contact you and how it tries to get the information to you. But making this episode is just for the fact that when I first came onto this journey and I was in a separation, of course I was looking up the information on internet and I was trying to get all of these things together, and they kind of became my beliefs in that terms that I was thinking, all right, that's how it is, that's what's going to happen, and so on and so on. Later when I was in that terms that I had a conversation with my twin flame and I was asking certain specific questions, I realized that I kind of knew that already, but since I got the information from internet, I believed that, and that was not actually the truth. And it doesn't mean that it cannot be truth for you. I just would like to bring you an overview that not everything on this twin flame journey is so black and white. And maybe today's information in 10 years' time will not be exact the same, because we are still growing in this journey. We're still learning on this journey. We are here to bring some love and light into that. I'm not saying that what I am saying is 100% right and what others are saying is 100% wrong. That's not the case here. I would like you to go within with your soul. Here is why I am always about becoming a higher self. When you become your higher self, you trust your soul. You are aligned with your soul, and that's also what actually union means. You are in a union with your soul. Your physical being, let's say your name is Mary, your physical Mary is aligned with your soul and is listening what the soul is asking, what the soul is telling, and what is happening. I know it's very hard to hear our soul when we are in this pain. It's very, very hard because we don't understand why we are feeling this pain. What is happening to us? Why is it so painful? Just last week I told to my twin flame that falling in love with you was the most beautiful, painful, and confusing experience I ever had in my life. And his reply to me was that I had no idea, like I never wanted to hurt you. And then I realized you actually never did anything to me. You didn't hurt me. It was me and my soul that needed to let go of these limiting beliefs, energies that were out of balance, and become who I am today. But I had to have this spiritual rebirth for that. And rebirth is painful. I like to say also that God or universe have saved us when we come here as a human, as a baby. We don't remember that coming from the belly, where everything we have, through the tunnel into this world where everything is so new and we need to start breathing. But it's the same with spiritual rebirth. We need to start breathing again, and we feel more, we see more, we sense more. Everything is different. But to come to your higher self, it takes time. And also in that sense, I just want to bring you some love and light with these myths or things that, in a sense, I don't like saying I disagree. I just think that there is a different angle to it. So the first thing is, and I think we spoke about this on my last episode, is that your twin flame doesn't feel what you feel. It doesn't miss you, doesn't have any feelings towards you, ignores you, and never had any kind of connection. I was the one who believed that, because that was Of course, in a 3D mind, I would think like, because my twin flame is much younger than me, in a very different life than I am. And so obviously I was thinking, why a younger man should have this? I mean, he has definitely many girlfriends. I was just one of them. Like in that terms, we never had anything like no sexual connection, no romantic. We never even went for the dates, to be honest. That's why it was very confusing for me too. Like there was, and I was not even looking for someone. So all of this is very confusing. And that's why when people are saying that, I mean, that's madness, it is madness. It's not real, because if I would write this down, who is my twin flame, who am I, put this on a picture, nothing is aligning. And that's why it was so confusing for my mind. So I truly believed while I was in this 4-month separation, we didn't speak a word to each other. I really, really thought that when he didn't feel anything, I must have made up that connection. I must have felt it on my own, like there was nothing. And so for that, where the fight started inside of me, I was like, okay, it's gonna go away. 1 month, 2 months, or maybe maximum 3 months. How long can be that connection there? And also my mind tried to convince me, like, it's really gonna go away, because I meet so many people daily and I have very good connection with people, but I never had that electricity like inside of my body, that I feel that I'm becoming like sick or something is happening to me that I cannot control. And so I truly believed, based on the internet information, that my twin flame had no idea about that connection, about that we had a connection. And here is just I want to say to you, it's not about do they know if we are twin flames or do they feel we are twin flames. No, none of us do. I mean, for me to realize that I am on the twin flame journey, I met my twin flame in March, April, May, and then June I was super confused. I would say in the mid-July I started to realize that, well, this is something more, and this twin flame information started to come up to me, and I had this voice in my head that kept on telling me twin flames, twin flames. But when I finally accepted that, was end of the August. So it took me about 5 months to get to this information. And I would say it took me another 6 or 7 months when I realized the power of that. So for me to expect that they know the name of twin flames and they know the connection, definitely not. But they feel the connection. If it's your true twin flame, they feel the connection. And that's what scares them too. And it did scare me too. I was thinking, I'm gonna die, I need to go to the hospital, something is not right. Because I was trying to solve this in a 3D and I did not understand the energy back then, and I didn't want to listen to my soul. I've said that many times, how I used to close my eyes, and I still have that vision, how my soul is sitting in a corner, head down, and saying, why you don't see me? Why you don't hear me? And so your twin flame is feeling the connection. That's for sure. If it's your true twin flame, your twin flame feels the connection. I have no doubt in that, and I've spoken to many of those who are now in the union, in the physical union, they're living together, those who have asked their twin flames at one point. Everybody has said they felt the connection. They felt something they've never felt before in their life, and that was scary. Also, if you're wondering how to get to know your twin flame, it is only you who can know if it's your true twin flame. You can, of course, ask, you can, like in a sense, when we have a consultation call with me, I obviously guide you to the point where you get the answers. But only you can know who is your twin flame, in that terms that, of course, I can sense the energy. I can see certain things that you might not seeing it. But I give you the tool that will confirm whether it's your twin flame or not. But at the end of the day, it's only you who knows that he or she is your twin flame. The next thing is that your twin flame doesn't love you. And again, I disagree with that your twin flame doesn't love you. Maybe the 3D version, yes, tries to say, no, I'm not loving this person. No, their ego is so much over there that is trying to convince them that they do not love. I would like to say it from myself as well. From the moment, of course, I was madly, in a sense of in love. I didn't understand what it was happening to me. I couldn't control it. It was like a drug that has put inside of me, and I cannot control my feelings. I cannot control my actions. I can't control anything. I felt so weak that I didn't want to love my twin flame. My 3D self didn't want to love my twin flame because I am a married woman. I have a beautiful life. I have everything. And I'm not at all a woman who would go with other men. I never give my numbers. I'm very friendly. I'm honest. I'm a very friendly woman, but I respect everybody, and I respect in the sense that for me, cheating and all these kind of things are not something I value. Or I would say that I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to judge at all. There are all kinds of circumstances in life. I'm not saying that cheating is the worst thing on the earth, because there are circumstances in this life. But just myself, in that terms, if I look at it, I didn't want to love my twin flame. But I was madly in love in that terms that I couldn't control it. And now I realize this twin flame is your mirror. And I realized that it's not that I didn't love myself. I didn't take care of myself. I was giving only for others. I would make sure that everybody else have the best holidays. I would make sure that everybody is going to the restaurants where I'm going. Everybody's having the experiences I am having. So when I had a good time, I made sure to work harder to give that good time to others. So I could never actually be present and love the moment and be there and say, I deserve this. I've worked so hard. I deserve myself a day off. I could have never done that, because all I could think of, how I'm going to give it to others, how I'm going to give it to my husband, how I'm going to give it to my mother, how I'm going to give it to my friends. Like, even for me, I remember when I was once, there was a question like, well, what would you do if you win, let's say, a 1 million? And the first thing I would start saying, then I would give it to my friends this much, because they need a home and they need this and they need that. So my whole system was working in the sense of not connecting and loving myself. And it's not that I didn't love myself. It was that fact that I couldn't put myself first. I would always think of other people's happiness. I always wanted to make others happy, that my friends are happy around me, that the people around me. But this is great. And many of us as twin flames, we are like this. But the problem with this is that when we become empty, we have no more power left. And here's why, like on an airplane, it said, you first put the oxygen mask for yourself and then you help others. Because you can only help when you take care of yourself first. When you're realizing that I can give even more. When I love myself, when I'm with myself. So twin flames are a very good example for that. When we think of, oh, your twin flame doesn't love you. It's you who doesn't love you enough that you would take care of yourself. That you will put yourself first. That you will listen to your soul first. That you listen what matters to your soul. And yes, in that terms, the twin flame doesn't love you because you are the same. You're the same. You don't love yourself. You don't love yourself enough of putting yourself first. But your twin flame loves you, because twin flames is a love energy. It's a love energy that is so powerful, that can heal, that can bring light, and that can change everything. Twin flames is simply a love energy. And you need to accept that love. You need to realize if I love myself and I do not doubt, here is exactly the fact what many of us are doing. And as we are entering into the portal of 11:11 on Saturday, I'm making a short episode about it, what you should do in order if you really want to be in a 3D union and union with yourself. I'll make a separate episode, shorter version, so make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. When many of us are like this, like myself included, first thing, my twin doesn't love me because that's why they run away. My twin will never come back because, it was just a short, meeting, or it doesn't make sense. My twin flame has a family and loves the family more, and so on and so on. So I'm already talking against myself of realizing that, no, he loves me or she loves me. They love me, whichever way you want to go for. And the more you start saying this way that my twin flame loves me, my twin flame really cares about me, my twin flame gives me the power to be me, I am me. Just watch how things start to change inside of you and in your twin flame journey. Because right now, it's you who doesn't take time for yourself to love yourself, to take care of yourself, and also go within. So here is just what I'm trying to tell you, that your twin flame loves you forever, and you will love your twin flame forever. Does that mean that there is no free will? No, there's always a free will. People can meet somebody else. We always have our free will regardless of our soul. We can make mistakes. I know people who've met their twin flames quite early. They had no idea, of course, that they met their twin flame. They married somebody else, lived with somebody else. 20 years later, they wake up and say, oh my God, what just happened? Now I understand it. And I know now many of you who are listening, you're like, I don't want to wait 20 years. I don't want to. I want my twin flame now. Well, for that, if you really want your twin flame now, shift the way you speak. Shift the way you feel and align with your soul. I know that here's another thing that it just came to my mind now, and I have to say it. Many of information that is out there and that I followed as well was like, oh, you can do the healing, you can do energy balancing, you can do all of that, but that doesn't mean that your twin flame is coming back. And now I see that the same people are exactly talking about aligning with your soul, how important it is that. Again, I'm about to say here that I'm not the smartest, and I'm not the one who says that I am right and you have to follow the way I do. But when we look at that, we are energetically, it's an energetic connection. Then becoming, like aligning with your soul and balancing your energies is the number one thing to do. And then comes the rest. It's not that your twin flame comes back and then you start doing it. No, it's the opposite. You balance the energies. I've spoken a lot about on my previous episodes where I used to be so much in masculine energy. I was a lot in a masculine energy. And so for me, going into the feminine energy was very difficult. That I don't do things, I allow things to come, I don't worry about things, no. But now I am here, and that's beautiful. And I am so, so thankful for my twin flame. I am just beyond thankful for my twin flame that he came to my life and he balanced me back with my soul. I'm aligned with my soul. Every day what I'm doing comes from my soul, even though my soul keeps on telling me another thing that I need to do in terms of twin flames. And I keep on running out of the time, and my soul wakes me up first thing in the morning and saying, can you reprioritize your day, please? Because this is bigger. This is what you need to do, as this will help others even more. And I'm like, yes, yes, yes. I know that the time is running already out for me, so I need to start it. But let's move on from here. That number 3 is that your twin flame will never return back to your life. No, your twin flame will always be there. Like, I had a call with a woman who must have been on her 35s. Actually, she told me that it was her mother. So let's say she was in her 35, 40 years old, had 2 children, was married, everything great. They met the twin flame. Obviously, I mean, back then nobody knew the term, but understanding it, that something was there that I cannot explain. And so fast forward 20 years later, guess who is back? Her twin flame. Your twin flame will never ever disappear. Will there be pause? Will there be different things in life? Sure. I'm not saying that there, because at the end of the day, we have a free will. And we also have lessons to learn. Our soul comes here to grow. Remember, everything is energy. When our soul experiences something, it is like this energy stays with our soul. This is the one that grows our soul. And it comes here for a reason, to experience something. I know that I have so many twin flames out there whose twin flame journey is absolutely devastating. I have one man whose journey is just heartbreaking. The conditions of that journey is something that I wish no soul should go through. But his soul chose this journey because it knew that it's strong enough to bring the change. It can feel impossible, but it's not impossible until it's done. So I know that our souls are choosing certain journeys for a reason. Another thing is just to keep in mind is that in a sense that you will never get rid of your twin flame. So that's why I say that you can think of that I'm not going to think about my twin flame. I'm going to get out of it. I want to live a normal life. I don't want to feel things. I don't want to see things. I don't want to have the pain. I don't want to feel this in my heart. I don't want to feel this loneliness. I don't want to. What I'm about to say, that your twin flame will never disappear. You are now energetically together, and the earlier you start accepting it, the easier it becomes for you. But take step by step. And just another thing I really, really want to tell you. This journey is painful, and I know that. I know that firsthand. I've never been in such a pain as I was when I met my twin flame and we had a separation. This separation was so painful that I thought I would not come out of it. I was scared for my own life in that terms, that I was unable to control myself. I was living. Many people didn't have any idea what I was going through because I was able to put the mask on and go on. But the moment I sat in a car or I was alone, I was just crying and crying. It was very painful. So for me, if any of you are listening or you see me on Patreon when we have a group calls and I'm smiling and I'm happy and I'm like, yeah, it's all going to be okay. I know that pain. But this pain is part of the process. When you need to feel this, you need to let go out of you. Here is why energy balancing is so important. Do not miss that. If you can, do breath work. If you can, go to yin yoga. If you can, do kundalini awakening. If you can, go on a retreat. If any of these things that help you to balance, Reiki, all of this will help you to balance. And don't be the one who feels that I need to go through this alone. I did that because I thought I'm the strongest woman on this earth who has to go through this alone. Maybe it was my way of coping with that. I'm not saying exactly. But sometimes when I get to talk about this with others, I feel how much it gives me the relief that back then I should have spoken about it. But I couldn't believe that. I remember the first time I spoke about it was that strange sound healing session I had, which I had not signed up for. I didn't even pay for. I got the message on my Instagram that I had won a sound healing session. I'd never participated on any giveaways because I just simply never do that. And all of a sudden I was there. And that was the first time I met my twin flame. It was the first time. So that's been since, let's say, end of March. I met my twin flame, and in September or October, it must have been in October, I finally said that I met my twin flame. So all of that time, I didn't speak a single word. So that will lead us to the next thing. And I really, really, really wish you would take this as one of the things. And you will not like that. I know that. I know that you will not like that, and I'm okay with that. Twin flames are not a romantic story. They are not just a simply love story that, your best partner, your best love, your best everything. Twin flames is a journey. It's your love journey. Twin flames is a love journey. Even if you come to the 3D union, the journey continues because you are a mirror of each other, and you will always push one to another. You'll always see what the soul would need in order to grow. You'll always feel that the soul will need that, and you will push them. That can come with a bit of energy that is intense. But how do we grow when we never grow when we are in a comfort zone. We only grow when we are in a zone where we need to make a change, where there is difficulties. We can only grow on that. And so Twin Flames, those who wish, on Patreon, there is the episode from our last group call, which was on Sunday. There is a woman who is in a physical 3D union with her twin flame, and she explains how the journey continues. And yes, the journey continues. So you have to realize that, yes, today your main goal is to get back your twin flame, which is fine. I know that. I remember waiting for a message from my twin flame because that was all I wanted. I wanted this attention. I wanted this energy, because this energy is like a drug. It makes me feel so good. It makes me feel I can do anything in this world. And so wanting this is not a bad thing at all. But this journey will continue. So you have to understand that this is not just a love story. Not that everything is going to be butterflies and you're going to be the power, like everything is going to be so nice. Yes, you'll have an enormous amount of love energy that is very, very powerful. And you should come to the union for that and spread that love energy and make a change and serve the world. Yes. But just think this a little bit bigger. I'll just give you this to understand that you will shift that I am on this journey. It is my journey. I take day by day. I learn day by day. When I feel weak, I'm going to allow myself to feel weak. When I'm going to feel strong, I'm going to allow myself to be strong. When there is a love coming, I'm going to allow the love to come and me to give and receive. So I know it is hard for you when you are in a separation to hear that, because all you want is to be with your twin flame, and that's absolutely fine. I also want to say that do not suppress the fact that you want to be with your twin flame in 3D. If you do, then this is something you're allowed to feel, you're allowed to experience. So you're allowed to feel that, and do not think of, I shouldn't feel like this, it is just madness. No, you are allowed to feel that and embrace that. So next one is something I really, really want to tell to every one of you. You can't cut the cord with your twin flame. There is no cord. I don't know where that comes from, and I know twin flame journey, many things don't make sense. But cutting a cord means that you will Never receive that energy that is more present in another human's body. I'm trying to explain that visually as well as possible. You wear one soul, yin yang. You had a balanced energies, feminine and masculine. Now, I'm just about to, and this is another myth that comes later on. There is, let's say, for example, in Greek mythology, Zeus split the human because we used to have 2 hands, 2 legs, but we were way too powerful not to listen to the god Zeus. So Zeus split us into 2. So now our soul split into 2. We can call this masculine and feminine, although it's not cut exactly like half, so which means your divine masculine has also some parts of the divine feminine, and you have some parts of the divine masculine. We have both energies. It's not exactly, because if you look at even the sign of the yin and yang is not half. It has this curve, how it's cut, like how it's representing yin and yang, divine feminine, divine masculine. So now when we are split into 2, this other part of the energy, your soul, has gone into another human being, but you're still the same soul. Now let's talk about the cord cutting that you want to get rid of. You never want to think about your twin flame. You never want to have this. If we say that would be possible to cut your cord, that means you also kill your own soul. It's not 2 different energies. It's the same energy. So look at your body right now and let me say I will cut off your 2 legs. Because we're cutting a cord. You no longer have 2 legs. Are you complete? No. Same is with this twin flame energy. You can't cut this into, like there's no cord cutting. This doesn't exist. You can spend your money on it. You can do that. Go ahead. There is no such a thing. Cord cutting can be with a karmic or even with soulmate if you wish. But although soulmates are the perfect partners if you want to have a loving, nice relationship. Twin flames is your spiritual trigger. Twin flames are very difficult relationship for the fact that they will always trigger you to be better, to grow and to achieve. I forgot to mention that before, that our soul, those who have heard about it, has Akashic records. Akashic records is like a database, what our soul has experienced, what our soul knows, what our soul has learned, and what kind of life our soul has lived. That happens also right now with your soul. Your soul is experiencing life through human life. We are taking information and we are growing through that. And this data makes us more wise and more strong. So you can't sit at home and think, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to take this challenge. I'm not going to go because it's too much for me. Your soul came here to experience the life, and you have a chance to do this being a human. I totally understand it's painful, it's scary, it makes us feel like I cannot control it. I know, I've been there. I left everything behind. I literally left everything behind. And today, that was exactly a year ago, I packed my 5 suitcases and I came to the country I had no idea about. And here I had all the answers. Here my soul started to come to in a balance. And now I can serve you, I can serve others, and I can bring this love and light to you to balance your energies. And honestly, I've never been more fulfilled. And I'm thankful for that. So, next thing is, the number 6 myth is that we have a lot of information, a lot of courses out there and so on, and I'm not saying they're bad. I think if they give you a relief, if things are happening, go ahead, of course. This is something great. But at the end of the day, your soul knows what is the best for you. And twin flame journey is not so black and white. It's not that what works for me would exactly work for you. But how do you know what will work for you? Your soul. Your soul will tell you. Like, I will just bring up what worked for me in order to understand. So number one thing was that I started to accept that I am on this journey. Which means when I accepted that I am on this journey, I started to hear my soul. My soul started to guide me. My soul told me I have to come to this island where I'm living right now. I've never been here before. So think of this. I have 2 little children. I have my life, absolutely fantastic life. Everything is working somehow, but somehow it's not working as well. And I packed my 5 suitcases and I came to the country I'd never been before. I had no idea what I'm gonna do here. I was so empty. I arrived here. I had no idea, but I listened to my soul. The first thing when I arrived here, I remember we were looking for a house and I parked the car and it must have been the 3rd day. And I looked it up and there was a shooting star. I'd never seen a shooting star since. And I was like, okay, universe, I'm at home. I'm back at home. And from there on, I knew that everything is now up to my soul. I have to listen to my soul. And I did listen to my soul. Another thing that were super helpful, thankfully, for the fact that I was listening to my soul, were breathwork. Breathwork changed my life. We just did a breathwork short session, 35-minute session on the Patreon. Those who are supporting me Patreon, thank you so much. Because of your support, I can make free sessions, I can make free things happening, and it just helps me to spread more of this energy. It was a very short one, 35 minutes. Normally it should be 2 hours. I put it up on Patreon. You can listen to it. It's not perfect. There were a couple of things that in a sense went wrong because I'm not aware of technology, how to do a live call like this. But it was a learning experience for me, and I believe that the next time and upcoming times it might be much better. But breathwork changed me. Because on that moment, I shifted off from my mind and I got into my soul because I was no longer in control. Next thing for me was to cut off any alcohol, any kind of food that is not good for my body, to listen to the soul, that my soul is doesn't need to process any kind of energy that is heavy. Obviously, all the news, I deleted all the news apps and all of these kind of things because I became aware that I am the energy. And so whatever I consume, I become. So I had to shift. Meditation, very important. Please schedule yourself 10-15 minutes of meditation daily. Another thing is nature, connecting with nature, of course. I'm in a very, very energetically powerful place, but also try to be within nature. And then doing a retreat. Now I feel I need to give it back, and I'm preparing a retreat that really changed me. It will happen during the Shivaratri, which is on end of February and beginning of March. I will put out the information on the website. And that changed everything. From there on, I never had more peace and understanding of this journey. And then, of course, this podcast. I never wanted to start that. I wanted to be avoidant from this as much as possible. Well, my soul was asking me. Now my soul is asking me to do something else already, which again takes me in that terms like I have so much going on and I'm like, I don't have time, I don't know how. And the soul is every single morning, the first thing is like, could you please start doing that? Could you please? And I'm like, or yes. It's like I'm giving a false promise to my soul. But this is, I know, will change so many of you and your way of life. Because the biggest thing why I'm doing this, at least that's what I'm feeling inside of me, is that when I see that you are aligning with your soul, you're aligning with your mission and with your dreams, and things are starting to happen to you both ways, financially, happily, and you connecting with your life, I've never been more happier. I've never been more happier. So here's why I just want to say that it's not about what others are telling you. It's about listening to your soul. I had this other beautiful soul, again, you can listen that on the Patreon. She said Kundalini activation changed everything for her. Everything inside of her changed. Kundalini is very powerful. I did Kundalini as well. And for me, it was powerful too, very powerful. Kundalini activation, it is powerful, but it's also scary. You need to be ready for it. I would recommend to have a breath work first and then go to the Kundalini, just because Kundalini will bring out a lot of traumas, and that can happen during the breath work as well. But breath work in that terms is not, how do I say, it will not put you in that much of a shock. Kundalini is something that you can get into shock, but it's absolutely powerful and absolutely recommended. So what else my other clients have said that has really helped them? Ayahuasca has helped them, of course. And yeah, any kind of spiritual practices are very powerful. I will try to put out on the Patreon for the group calls exercises, things that we can do. Just have a look of this. Let me know if that's something is interesting for you, and I will devote my time. But if you support this channel on Patreon, the link is in bio, that will just give me a lot of freedom to create more, as I know I have a support, and your energy is a biggest support. Next thing is number 7. The myth number 7 is that you are not in a twin flame union. Okay? You are in a union the moment you met your twin flame. The energy merged on that time. Now there is just a big fight with the energy, because the old self, old things that needs to go out of your energy is starting to go, and your twin flame's energy is coming inside of you, and you're starting to balance the divine feminine and divine masculine inside of you. We women need more divine feminine energy. Men, they need more divine masculine energy, and that's what your twin flames meeting will give you. So remember that you are in a union. That's why you can feel your twin flame. That's why you can sense them. That's why the weird things are happening. That's why you see them in your dreams. You see the numbers. You see so many things that you just simply cannot be avoidant of that. And you can tell me that, oh, we might be making this up. No. I would say that when we have a call together, for example, I often get the number combination, what is happening in your twin flame journey at this stage. And then I can tell you that, okay, ask for this. And if that comes, you no longer need to ask. And then it comes. And then you have a confirmation that I am on my twin flame journey. So these things are very important to realize. You are in a union. You are in an energetic union already. And that leads us to the next one, number 8, which I've said already briefly before, but that one of your twin flame is divine feminine, which means that it's you who is the chaser, and another one is divine masculine and is the runner. I agree with that there is this dynamic, but inside of our energetic system is divine feminine and divine masculine already. We have both energies. If we wouldn't, it's very unlikely that we'll be alive. That's why yin-yang, balance of the energies. Now, what happens is that often we are not aligned with our energy, our natural energy. Men are not aligned with their masculine energy. Women are not aligned with their feminine energy. You have to understand we are mind, soul, and body. Our body is physically, we have a DNA, we're physically women, for example. It functions differently than a man. We have different system. That's why our system needs more, as a woman, divine feminine energy. For a man, it needs more masculine energy. Many women I've spoken to, including myself, prior coming to the twin flame journey, I was very much in a masculine energy, not in my natural energy. I was the doer. I was the one who like build businesses, doing all of these things, but very, very hard on myself and not allowing the love to come. My understanding of love was when I provide everything, when I do everything, when I make everybody happy, then there is a love. And my twin flame in that terms is a more in a divine feminine energy in that terms that he takes it more chill. He allows it. But that means he's in a wrong energy. He needs to shift into more masculine energy, which means he can achieve even more if he's going to push more, if he's going to believe himself more, if he's going to be more disciplined. So we exchanged our energies. I got his divine feminine energy inside of me to shift me to the feminine. Was that easy? No. For me to be in a feminine energy until today is very difficult because all my life I've been the provider, so which is a masculine energy, my right side. So again, if you want to know that normally left side holds the feminine energy, right side holds the masculine energy. But it's not exactly like we can draw the line. It's mixed. But when we have, let's say, pain in our right side, that means our masculine energy needs some attention, or we have overused our masculine side. Same for the feminine side. So we are both. Many men who will start receiving the masculine energy from their women will become even more successful, more strong, more prominent. And same for the women. So we need to allow it, but it's a bit hard sometimes. Number 9, and this is again another thing, in the sense of having a painkiller or something or a drug or I don't know what, not to feel the pain and not to want to be in this pain. Separation pain is part of the process. You can't get away from that. I'm sorry to say that whoever is going to tell you, oh, I'll do this for you or that for you, when there is a separation pain, it is there. If you allow this pain to come, if you allow this pain to be with you, it will start to dissolve. But this pain will not go away until you address it. You need to speak to this pain. Do you like it? No, and I don't think any of us do. But it is important. Your pain is here for a reason and you need to address it. There is no painkiller on that, even though you can take painkillers and you can think that this is going to help me, this is going to help me, this is going to help me. It will always come back until you address it. Allow yourself to have that pain, not forever, but allow and feel it. Write it down, talk to someone, do meditation, go in a breath work, do Reiki. Allow yourself. And this aligns a little bit the previous one, but I just want to say that many of us believe, or there is some kind of a thing, that the union is only physical. That once you are in a 3D union, then you are like you've completed this journey. That then you know what you're talking about. Yes and no. I mean, 5D union is definitely more powerful than a 3D, because in 3D we still have ego, in that sense that our ego comes and goes. In 5D, if you trust that, if you trust your soul in a union, things will happen and you know it. And you know what is happening. I have no idea how to explain for you that how you know, but you just know. And once you are aligned with your soul, that is the power. That is where you feel so connected to the source that even the biggest challenge can come away for you. You know what to do. You just know. God is very powerful. And 11th, the last one. Twin flame journeys are not black and white. Every journey is different and unique. Here is why not everything that is said out there will work, such as blocking your twin flame and not talking. It can work in certain ways, and your twin flame can come back, because if you start pulling away from your twin flame, they are very quickly back to you. I would just say, as an example, try to date somebody else. Try to remove the apps where you're communicating. Try to really do detox from your phone for 2 weeks, that you go for a retreat and you don't touch your phone or anything. Guess who is coming back very, very quickly is your twin flame, because they don't want that you forget them. But this is not exactly the union in that terms. Your twin flame is just always there, that I am here. Don't forget me. I would like you to know that I am still around. So it's not in that sense that everything what you do, like for example, and I would just like to say that in this journey, whatever you're doing inside of you affects them as well, because your energies are so connected. So saying that, oh, don't do healing, it's not going to work, just block them and so on and so on. Yes, they will come back because they feel that you're pulling away from them. But it's not a union. It's just, again, they pop back and then they go again. They pop back and they go again. And it's like ongoing cycle. I know, I've been there. I had 3 times like this, and I know that very well. Until now, where I really feel, I have never felt more aligned with my soul than I feel today. And yes, that's something I just really want to put it on you, that once you get that peace, and here is why for me, like I said, I'll do the breath works when we get, if this through online would work out the way I would like this to work out, I will continue doing this monthly. I would like you to do Reiki, go in the Kundalini, come to the retreat if you can, but there will be only 10 people this time, so I just need to sign up, and it will be in Europe, so I know many of you are all over the world, and it's very difficult, but it will change everything. So here is exactly, I'm gonna just cut off today. I was saying that we are on the portal of 1111 manifestation, very powerful, extremely powerful. Whatever you're doing right now is gonna affect. I will make a short episode, extra episode for this. Hopefully by Thursday it's out, that it will give you, and follow on Instagram for what I'm putting out. On 12th of November, there's a Diwali, Festival of Lights. So that's, again, light. We are love and light. So whatever we're going to manifest now for the next couple of days, it's gonna amplify, because we're gonna be the love and light. So on 12th of November, we're closing it with the celebration of Diwali, and 1111, the portal is there. Very powerful, very powerful. Do not take this. Really watch your thoughts, really watch what you're feeling. Energy channeling is definitely the most powerful at this time. I'm offering the energy channeling on my website, those who wish the book. I don't know if there is still any availabilities, but you can have a look on the website. If you can't pay in some reasons, because I know there has been so many problems in certain ways, I don't know why. If you cannot, just write me a quick email, twinflameawakeningjourney@gmail.com. If you wish to share your story for an upcoming podcast, twinflameawakeningjourney@gmail.com. And if you find that this information and you would like to hear this more, and you would like me to post more often, support on Patreon, and there is more information out there that will just help me really to put out a lot of free content that hopefully will change and help you. And yes, and the retreat, I'm working on it, putting it out on the website. I had many of you reaching out for the fact that they want to help or they want to do certain things. I'm more than happy. And of course, that will be, I think, life-changing, because what we will do is Reiki, breathwork, sound healing, yoga. We will eat clean food. We'll do fire ceremony. We'll do silence day. And there are so many things which I believe will give you like a different way of seeing it and different way of feeling it, and so realignment, which means it happens during the Shivaratri. So yes, I'm on my way of putting it out and 10 people at this time. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that episode, and I hope it gave you some kind of relief or some kind of feeling that, all right, I'm ready. Even though this is a painful journey, I'm still loving this. I'm still loving this love. If you did, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, whatever I say over there, because if I receive your energy, it can only amplify, and your likes, your comments are the ones that make me really, really happy. And until the next time, so make sure to like, subscribe for the portal update. Thank you so much.
I love you, but I don't need you. I only want true love, true love, true love is what I want, my baby. Like I see you, you see me. That's the only way to be right. Love, I move slow for you, 'cause you are finishing my sentences when I don't know what I'm about to say. But that's what I like. We're just like yin and yang. But sometimes I wish you would hear me out and listen to what's on my mind. Yeah, yeah. Since I lay my eyes on you, my baby, I just wanna make your dreams come true, my lady. If you're low, I lift you up. Just let me know when shit gets tough. Do you feel the way I do, my baby? Do you see me like I see you, my lady? I love you, but I don't need you. I only want true love, true love.